Good. Are we on?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
ok,
good
me
with
aqui
English, right?
confortável. Yes, it's a long time I don't speak English, but it never forgets now.
Okay, good.
Yes,
So
I'm good.
now let's get this started. This is probably this is episode number one of the MindShape, HeartSet, the holistic ancestral health podcast with me, Karsten Hinrichs. And the purpose of this podcast is for us humans to, or actually us, reconnect to our humanness, our own nature. We want to rediscover what behaviors as us as human as ancestral humans have brought us to being the healthiest, the highest performing, and we want to marry basically our ancestral behavior with the science or scientific wisdom from today to kind of bring us into that wholeness of, you know, all the things that we've done in the past and everything that we've learned in the meantime until now, and learn all of this, bring all of this together, and so that we can kind of build a better human life. We want to be healthy. We want to be high performing. We want to be peaceful, happy, wealthy. We want to regenerate the ecology and the ecological systems that we have been destroying over the past, I don't know, what, 1,000 years probably, more even. And we want this to be fun. We want to be strong, and we want to be loving. And so I want to welcome my first guest on this episode, which is Doutora Sara Marilyn, if like that's how you say it in Portuguese. And she's a dear friend. We've been together, or we've known each other for a long time. When we met each other, we were on a completely different path that we are right now, especially regarding our food we eat or our nutrition. And we've been out of touch for some time. And then when we got back on touch, or we in touch again, we found out that we were exactly on the same path again. So welcome, Sara. How's it going?
Thank you so much, Carsten. It's going amazing. Now even more talking to you here. Thank you so much for inviting me to your first episode of this amazing podcast. It's honor to be here. I'm really happy. I'm here in Angola. It's been now very hot, very warm now, and yeah, it's all pretty much amazing. Life is good.
Yeah, it's your summer is starting now, isn't it? You're like in
Yes.
spring.
Yeah, basically we just have
Yes.
2 seasons. Is a Cacimbo, which is like spring, autumn, but hot, not like autumn in Portugal. And then we have summer, very hot. Now it's getting more and more warm. Cacimbo is nice
Okay.
because it's not so hot, but no, it's good. I like the sun. I like here. It's very nice to live in Angola. It's my first time actually living here because of COVID-19. I stay here because my family lives here, and I chose to stay here with them. And many doors opened for me. I'm so glad. My life transformed a lot these last months, for the better, of course, always for the better. And I really like it. It's been amazing. And now I'm going to speak more about my projects, but very, very good at here.
Yeah, it's funny you say always to the better, isn't it? But sometimes we get a hit in the back, or we hit with our head, or like problems
Yeah.
come up, and really the problems come to bring some teachings, isn't it? So always
Yes,
for the
but
better.
yeah, but others,
But
even the problems,
yeah.
it's for the better. Like they come here, they come to us for a reason, for our challenge to improve and go deeper. And thanks to that, we are the person that we are. So always
Yeah,
be thankful.
exactly.
For me, this is
Yeah.
my wisdom, like something I'm really grateful for everything, even for the bad things, for the good things. So listen, I'm really grateful for COVID-19 because it made me my life change a lot for the better.
Yeah. Even though it's
So
just bollocks, isn't it?
exactly.
Then
It's
yes, yes.
mm,
Yeah, so yeah, the reason why I brought you here, obviously, like most of the things that I practice for myself to become stronger, healthier, and da 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 la di da, all of this, everything, all the good things that we actually all humans
mm,
universally want for ourselves, um, are also the things um, that you are doing right now. I had a different path as the one that you have gone through. I think your path might have been slightly more difficult than the one that I went through.
mm.
And so, yeah, I wanted to know, like, when did this kind of start for you? When did you find out that there are certain things or strings attached to how you feel and how healthy you are and all of that? How has all of this started for you?
So, good question. When it all started. So for me, I think like looking to the back, it all started in like 2012. When I asked myself, is it normal to take so much pills to painkillers and things for candida beacons, headaches? Like so, I asked myself many questions. I also grew up with autoimmune disease, which is spondylitis ankylosis, pretty much similar to the arthritis rheumatoides, like very a
Yeah.
lot of pain in the articulations, the bones. Um,
More in the
so
spine, isn't it?
yeah, also yeah, in the spine. I
Spine.
grew up with
Yeah.
lots of pain. Like I was a football player as a kid and a teenager, and I had lots of pain running and doing sports. I remember that.
Okay,
Then I
that is that is soccer, isn't it? Sorry to interrupt. Soccer.
soccer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did soccer. I
Yes,
did
yes, yes, yes.
athleticism. I ran. I did many sports as a child. I was very active and also good student. So my mind and my physical all the time playing, and but with pain, and I didn't know, not even 1% what I know today, of course. But I was all the time like making lots of questions of is it so normal to grow up with so much pain, antibiotics as well? Well, so as I grew up, like 2012, 8 years ago, I boom in my head, like another question. Is it normal to be so addicted to bread, cereal, chocolate, like something that has gluten? And after I understood what is gluten and grains and so on. But this is was my first questions, like because I was not addicted to cigarettes, not even alcohol, but I was addicted to food. And I never got obese. I was not never overweight. I was all the time athletic body. But this came to my mind, like this addicted in,
Behavior. Yeah.
behavior. I didn't like addictions at all, like for my mind, and something you think about all the time. So I heard about veganism. No, sorry. First thing I heard was vegetarian. I turned to be vegetarian in 2013 because of some documentaries I saw and some influences of friends, I have to admit. And then veganism and raw vegan. And then I start doing this. So for the first time, I did 1 month detox, no cooked food, nothing with sugar, nothing with like meat and fish, of course, but just fruits and vegetables. That was in Mexico, 2013. And
So
I
no
was,
meat, no fish, no
yeah,
animal products.
yeah, just
Yeah.
fruit and veggies raw. So after that, my life changed a lot because beside I didn't feel more tempting for sugar stuff or wheat or bread or something else. Some pains I had was gone, clarity of mind amazing, lots of energy. I didn't drink coffee at that time, no alcohol, no, never smoked anyway. So I said, wow, I discovered the magic pill. I thought that in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, let me make
But
a little question real quick in the middle, which is, you said no sugar, but it was still high
yeah,
carb, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
because
that's a good point.
most people say, oh, no sugar, I don't eat sweets, you know, but then they eat lots of high carb foods, which are actually sweet, but we don't make the connection like, oh, orange juice is not sweet, it's fruit, you know?
So
So,
thank you, Karsten, so much because you get to the point. So what I said all the time, man, I get out from one problem to put myself in another problem was even bigger, the situation, because I didn't realize how big it was until I ended up years later really depressed and really sick. I have pictures of my food disorder I had with the veganism, mind disorder. I almost killed myself with suicidal thoughts because of the high fructose I got. I was eating sometimes 2 kilos of fruits a day, but not only the fruits, the vegetables, high content of oxalates, high content of anti-nutrients. Anyway, now I'm on the other side of the story. Right now, I'm in the carnivore diet, pretty much ancestral lifestyle, and very happy because I'm healing of so much things I couldn't even believe I could heal. like, well, lots of the mind, but also the gut, lots of problems that I developed during I was vegan. But yes, you get to this point. Actually I detox myself from the normal sugar, the high sugar foods like bread, cereal,
yeah.
rice, etc. But actually, I got addicted to fruits. I was really addicted to fruits. That was fruits and
Oh,
veggies.
yes.
I thought
I
I thought
I remember so well when because I like when we met, I was fruitarian, and I
yeah.
remember, you know, every time I would have one of those smoothies, and I would go very simple at sometimes, you know. Some days I just okay, I don't want to make any choices, and I just made like bananas, you know, 30 bananas in one day, and every time I had one of those smoothies, it was like heaven. You know, like you drink all that sugar and like go. And it's a lot of sweets, isn't it? So it's actually really high carb, this kind of food,
Yeah,
especially if you
you get this
go fruitarian.
exactly. You get this sugar rush after drinking a smoothie that you make lots of happy, but then you get also the hangover of after the meal. And thanks to fasting, then I discovered fasting also 2014, 15. I started to do intermittent fasting because of course, all the time improving my performance, physical, mental. But actually, at that time, I was for a year pretty much vegan, and I started to having like negative thoughts that I don't consider myself a negative person at all. But I start to have like amenorrhea, lack of menstruation, getting sarcopenia, like very skinny body, even though I was doing sports. And also like this mindset, not so stable, like no balance, negative. And then I
Unfocused?
went unfocused, totally unbalanced, ungrounded,
Harry.
like airy, lots of yeah, lots of air. Also, my bowel has started to have like this kind of creepy, not good stool, and also skin rush. I had like parasites and all of my body. Like it got really worse. Like, and I started intermittent fasting, which helped me. But now I see the whole thing from a more balanced mind. Like every time I break the fast was with fruit, and so every time I eat, it start again the problems. So I decided to do a prolonged fast because I started read more and more about fasting. I did 6 days of fasting in my birthday 2015 in Australia, and it was like, oh my god, like my mind was so clear, so happy. I finally get out a bit from the depression I was started having, the parasites, the rush, well, many things. But again, when I break the fast,
when you say parasites, you're talking about candida, especially, isn't it?
yes,
Yes,
candida,
yes.
but also skin rush, Carsten, like I just say in English, like I had lots of skin,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
comissão
yeah.
em português. So I
Yeah, like
start to,
itchy skin.
so I did the liver cleanse as well. I did the kidneys cleanse, the skin cleanse. I did lots of cleanse because I thought, oh, I need to detox. I need to
Yeah,
purify more myself, because it's kind of like the line of thought of these um, Puritan and raw food people that you think, oh no, I need to detox more, more, more. So this was kind of
yeah,
like also meet these kind of people that I thought they were healthy, but they were not healthy at all, because they all are the same kind of behavior and also the same kind of body, very skinny, very the eyes very sunken. The woman, they were all also not having periods, so but yes,
and
it's like a
usually
bubble.
they start having gray hair all also quicker,
Very,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
but before that, the hair starts to follow a lot, and the skinny very like very white skin. Yeah, Carson, many things happen during this path. Thanks to fasting all the time, because for those who follow me in my YouTube channel and Instagram, I speak a lot of fasting, because the reason is this saved my life actually during the veganism area when I was really depressed. When I fast, I could heal myself for some days. But the problem that this fast, when I refeed myself, it was with papaya and watermelons, and it started all over again. Like, so it's
yeah,
of course thanks to fasting I could stay stable, because I did like 6 days, 10 days, 6 days again, 8 days. So I did lots of long fast because I really needed, like my body needed please holidays of this depression. And then this okay, continue long time. I did 21 days, and this was the worst. It was in 2016. I was in Nepal. I had this like big big thing,
21 days
because
fasting, right?
yes, yeah, this was my maximum. I did some days I did drink like watermelon juice with no fiber at all, and then some days with like carrot juice. Then when I refeed myself with papaya, watermelon, like a little bit again, and then I had a big infection. Like I had like a 4 months recovery. I went from India to south of Portugal, like infection all over my legs, in my back, like it was like streptococcus mutans, like boils. I had lots of boils, like the word in English. And then okay, I need to recover. That was like the worst I get in my life, like the most down deep, like really profound in my like mind, really really dark side. Then after that, okay, I start eating more cooked food, but still in vegetarian, some eggs, still vegetarian. Just okay, make things short. Just in 2018, in the end of 2018, my period came back after 4 years of no menstruation. Okay, this was like the big up of my journey.
Was that the one because of the eggs or not? I think it was connected to the
Yes,
eggs. I think you told me
I
about that.
started eating eggs, but more actually, I was not still carnivore. I wish I knew it about carnivore, but I think I just eat more dense food. But still, my bowel. Listen, the main reason I couldn't eat. If you see pictures of me, I was really skinny. People think I was anorexic. I was not anorexic at all. Like I didn't have afraid to food. I was just I really wanted to eat, but I couldn't digest. My body was like falling apart. My bowels didn't work. all my digestive system were falling apart, and I was supposed eating like organic, very washed, no refined sugar, no bread, just fruits, some good grains, whatever good grain it is, and some fruits. So I think like, listen, if vegetarian didn't work for me, it didn't work with anyone, because I know that I did the things well after this vegan thing. I was vegetarian for a while, not junk food vegetarian, like proper vegetarian, that I was soak my grains. I did lots supplements. I ended up taking like a bunch of supplements of spirulina, and I tried all like these magical healings of nature that it didn't work. Actually, just 2019, 1 year ago, more or less, November, I did the unthinkable. You know, when you reach to that point that, okay, I was getting like more dense body, I was trained a lot again, my period came, but my mind, I know that was not stable yet. And also I have some eczemas that I developed, and also fungus in my nose, in my foot, horrible, like disgusting. And also my gut was like, just like,
Good.
I wish that I couldn't not eat like near people, because I had lots of farts, and this was not normal, man. Like no bread, no sugar, like no refined sugar, just clean fruits, nice intermittent fasting, because I always keep on the intermittent fasting. Come on, something is wrong here. Knock knock, like wake up, Sara. So then I start to listen more and more friends that were vegetarian, vegan, and they suddenly turn up to be carnivore, and they say, oh my god. And at the same time, what's in my gut feeling and my like something on me say, like they were clapping hands, my inner Sara saying, oh, that's the path, man. Sara, finally someone smart that you should follow that voice.
So wait a second then. Let me make a small looking back on this. So first of all, one of the things that happens with the vegetarian diet, or especially if you go into the fruitarian diet, is you don't get a lot of nutrients, isn't it? Like you have
Exactly.
anti-nutrients in plants, and
Mm.
then it's very draining, isn't it? I remember when I was on a fruitarian diet, I would pee probably 12 to 15 times a day. And you lose minerals, isn't it? Like and you end up being lacking in especially like heme iron, from what I know, probably magnesium and zinc, and you're always peeing, so you're always losing um, minerals. And then also what happens, what I believe, is that you have lack of certain minerals. Like, for example, what is the reason? I mean, I know, but what is the reason for you for having your lost your period and then it coming back when you reintroduced foods?
Um, what is the reason? Is because of like, come on, how can a body as a child conceive a child, like if it doesn't have enough nutrients for himself? You know, first you, after the others. If I don't even for myself, like my body was falling apart, how can I have a baby? So this is what the body thinks, you know, all the time on the survival mode. I spent like pretty much 5 years on survival mode. Like I know it, my body says it if you see pictures of me, but also my mind, I knew it. Like I was like depressed, you know, like before depression, I didn't understand depression. People, depressed. I was so happy person. I mean, I didn't think about that. Then when it ended up that, I couldn't even realize like everything costs a lot to think and make plans. It's difficult, and you cannot trust people. Like my body, my life was kind of stuck. So
Yeah.
then I was traveling in Asia all of this time. I stuck in Thailand for 4 months. Actually, I was in paradise, outside paradise, but inside was a nightmare. So this is depression, like when you cannot like see the reality because you are broken.
So this could have been connected with B12, for example, isn't it? Like the depression, I
Also,
know that when you have lack of B12, this is one of the things. And I remember many of the vegetarians and then also vegans, they would be kind of a little bit explosive, right? I remember, what's his name? Durian Rider? Like he would go nuts with people. And then also like cholesterol, right? I think
Yeah.
cholesterol is a precursor for our sexual hormones. So if you have lack
Mm.
of the precursor, like the building block for your hormones, like progesterone, for example, stuff that will also regulate your cycles, your period cycles, then
Exactly.
you will lose it, right? And also you have lack of heme iron, so like it's probably not the best thing to lose blood because you end up lacking iron, right? So there's a
Exactly.
lot of stuff, little nuances happening that then after some time you start having lack of nutrients with a vegan or vegetarian diet, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly,
And
Carsten.
then
Yeah.
when you reintroduce animal products, you ended up starting having your period again.
No, no, exactly. Well, actually, when my period came, I'm honest, I was eating just few eggs, but more cheese, and vegetarian. Okay, some fish sometimes. Yeah, but even better than vegan, of course. Like
Is
that's the
that
big
like
difference.
ovo lacto vegetarianism?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you want to put it in a box.
Yeah, but vegetarian, like vegetarian, because now you have this name for people who doesn't eat meat, or sometimes eat meat, but I didn't eat meat at all, but just sometimes fish. But actually, I knew it that I know now if I could turn carnivore before my period will come. But anyway, life is amazing. Life put me in the right way. I just need to embrace myself and accept this past, because now leads me that I have this history, that I have this story to tell, because I had like pretty much 7 years of vegetarian, 3 pretty much vegan, and also some raw vegan. So I could now, I hopefully inspire people that they are in still vegetarian, like because like brainwash, because now I know uh, a lot from the vegan agenda, this kind of manipulation of big masses of people, that we should all turn into vegetarians, when our history, no ancestors were vegetarian. Even Weston Price was like, is one of my main gurus of, he's the Darwin of nutrition, man. Like he's a dentist. Anyway, curiosity. I'm formed in the dentistry. I finished in 2014. In 2014, I get to know about Weston Price, but unfortunately, I was already brainwashed with this vegan scam, and I couldn't like believe properly. Well, my mind believed in Weston Price, but like my heart, but my ego somehow, like this brainwash is like a sectarism, like it's a religion, this vegan scam, that they force you to believe animals are bad for you, animals are like, and also promotes a lot of anger, promotes a lot of non-compassion, lots of greed. And I can recognize this on me when I was turned to this. But Weston Price did this amazing job. He's already dead, but he left the foundation, Weston Price Foundation. And he saw that he even believed that could be any vegetarian, somehow civilization there, but he didn't found. And he was in the 5 continents looking how the indigenous eat, and none of them were vegetarian or even vegan. So he explains why we came from, we are animals that eat animals. And then, well, my mind was not clear and open at that time, but now fortunately, in 1 year I'm carnivore since 1 year ago. And in 15 days, Karsten, I see my body healing in 15 days of carnivore experience. Then it turned to be 2 months. Then it turned to be like full time, never ending, never going back to high carb.
how was the change for you mentally and emotionally, you know? I remember for me it was kind of difficult. Because it was difficult to come away from because I've pointed my finger at so many people because of their eating, and I was doing wrong. I believe for me, and I was not helping it, you know. And it was very difficult for me to start then incorporating animal foods into my diet. And this was kind of a, you know, cognitive dissonance where I had one belief and the other belief at the same time, and they were one against the other. And until I made the change and started understanding that, um, what, you know, what it actually means for me. How was it with
Actually,
you?
actually, to be honest, like 1 year before I actually made the decision to go to a restaurant that sells only meat. I 1 year before, more or less, my mind, my intuition, or even more, come on, my intuition told me like I need some meat, I need something ground, because my mind was really air, even though it was an over lacto vegetarian. Your mind goes up, and then you become like no grounded. You know that's not cool. You know, like I was too far away from this world, and my intuition, you know, my gut feeling was telling me that. But you become what from like you are the medium of the 5 people you related more. Uh, so if your circle of friends are all of them vegetarian or vegan and promotes that, even though they are not healthy, 100% healthy, you become that because come on, you are is influences. So it's what I tell everybody. Like first, um, stop listen to the people around you and start to listen to your inner being, because there you find the answers, you know, there in your sides. So that's the first step. But when you finally step out of this circle and you find your truth, for me it was so natural, so amazing, this transformation. I didn't tell anyone before because it was a big shock, to especially to my friends, that they are not my friends anymore, because of course then when you do something different, yeah, you separate, no, you
Uh,
diverge.
is that your vegan friends you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Some of them they say amazing. I want to do the same. Amazing, like you can influence people, but some of them they can not understand. They don't want to understand, and they are just like this, you know, and they don't even listen to you. For me now, when I listen, my friend, like these influencers that they turned from vegan to carnivore, I said, this is it. This is like the magic thing that I didn't try yet. So I like very curious and actually excited. I went to this restaurant alone. Nobody see me. Nobody was with me. I went to do this alone. Like no judgment. Just do it. Just eat that piece of rib. Like it was a lot, like 300 grams for, and not so much, but enough to have like mind-blowing experience. Like really, Karsten, it was
Wow.
so like freedom, you know, that's the word to call it, like freedom, like free my mind to this pre, prejudgment, you know, like this judgment of myself. So it's more easy to turn to eat meat again than to tell to the people to eat that you eat meat again. This is something I discover, especially to this vegetarian. Because the carnivore tribe are, yeah, come on, come to the best side. But family also support me a lot. Actually, it was a big change, like big healing, like really, Carson, I'm so happy because you know my father has these cows, like how do you
He has
say?
a cattle business, isn't it? He's a
Yeah,
rancher.
yeah. So yes, and I was really against, and that was not so good for my family. Now I'm so happy because I understand the regenerative system of the cows, that they are the creator of the earth.
Oh,
So if you wanna,
yeah.
if you wanna really take care of the planet, buy a cow. You know, like support meat from free cows, like from grass-fed cows. This is the thing. So, but back to this emotional story, it was amazing because I could cut people off that they didn't matter anymore. You know, like in the end, like your choices make your path, your choices. You know, so whatever you choose because of you, not for the others. Sometimes we are following some guru, some whatever it is, but you forget about yourself. And what about you? What about your health, your mind? How are you doing? You know? So this is it. When you stop one moment, no, now I'm going to treat of myself. My mind needs me. My body needs me. What I need, you know? This is it, like intuition. It's so amazing. And then when you make this choice, suddenly some people that they don't matter get out from your way, and comes the good ones, or you re-meet good friends like you, Karsten, that you
Mhm.
kind of have the similar path. Like it was so beautiful meeting after 5-6 years. We bump each other in Facebook, and we see that we have kind of similar paths. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Like that's
Yeah.
a message for me, that okay, you are right, Sarah.
Yeah, it's funny. This whole concept, now that you were talking about it before, I didn't want to interrupt you. This idea of, it's like a religion, isn't it? Like people usually they go to church because of the religion. Like they are in favor of the religion. They're not using the religion for them, right? And supposedly the religion, just like the diet, is something for you. It's not something that you are doing for it, isn't it? And what I feel like what happens a lot, especially with veganism, and I've seen many of the videos like Timothy Chief, or what's his name, this other bodybuilder, Venus, something, forgot his name, John Venus,
John
yes.
Venus. John Venus.
Yes. When they outed themselves of having started incorporating animal foods into their diet again, um, you know, you see the comment section and you see all the vegans putting them down. Oh, you didn't try enough. It's not good enough. And you've given up on compassion, and you're hurting the animals, and you're a homicide, or, and this is, like, it feels like people don't really care about the person that has a reason really to have given up on veganism, and they care more about the veganism than for the person. And these people, they had obvious problems because of having been so for so long, and they have tried their best, and there were actually people that were influencers already, isn't it? To this community, and then when they outed themselves, like, the community started hating them, which is really, really crazy. And before, they loved them so much, right? And
Yes.
with me, I felt the same, like, I didn't tell most of the people that I stopped being vegan. And then actually I got in touch with a friend of mine, and I told him, look, I have incorporated meat products to my diet again. I was still not carnivore, I was vegan. Sorry, I was keto. And then he told me, yeah, I'm on a carnivore diet. And I'm like, oh my God, like I didn't tell you anything because I thought that you might still be on a vegan diet. But he was already carnivore, so he was ahead again. And he was also the one that had kind of influenced me a little bit of going into the fruitarian diet before we actually met.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
So I was it with you. So you didn't go through that. Actually didn't tell that many people that you stopped being vegan and went into meat products or animal products in general.
Yeah, actually, I did it. Like, of course, the people are around me. I need to tell them because they are with me. And then after just 3 months, 2 months, I start to spread more the word. Like now, I create a YouTube channel and then Instagram because I see myself getting better and better and better and heal from like things I got it during my vegetarian time. I thought that was like no curable at all. But this, I'm healing pretty much 100%. My body is okay again. My mind is clear. Finally, I can keep up of my meditation practice, met better, even my yoga. You know, feel more of me. Like I feel like I'm living. You know, like I'm here. I'm here. I'm living in my best version. This is for me. Like the reason. Yes, my intuition tell me. My body tells me I'm the right way. So I didn't even know so much about the vegan agenda. Then when I discovered, wow, Karsten, for me was like really, this is political. Wow, that's even worse. Like I didn't even know about that thing. So I studied more. I read documentaries. I get in touch. This was the best for me. Like getting in touch with ex-vegans. In Facebook, there is this ex-vegan recover community, people in the same path as us, and then you discover yourself like, okay, I'm not the only one. This is something very much more profound and deep that I even thought. And then you see this big scam, you know, like so worse than other stuff that we know already. No, not to turn this
Yeah.
conversation so much political, but it's scary, you know, like it's very scary, this paradigm. But
But
other
it's
thing that
connected
you,
to the Adventists, isn't it? It's connected to the
yes,
Adventists. Yes.
Adventist, yeah, Ellen White was the founder of Adventist Church in the 18 something, like 200 years
Yeah.
ago. She, like, they know, like, when you don't eat meat, your libido goes down.
Yeah, your
Your,
sex drive goes down.
yes, and not
Yeah.
only your
And
sex
so it's
drive,
easier
people.
to stay in the rules, isn't it? Easier to not.
Also, like, remember, sex is creative mind, you know. If you are an artist, if you are entrepreneur, if you are doing like things with your mind, like you want to be more you, not having more sex, you know, it's not all about that. But yes, so this is like something very subtle food people needs to eat every day. They think, okay, human people needs to eat every day. Let's invent something, like some theory, emotional, play with emotions. Cows are equals to cats, pigs are equals to dogs. Play with emotions and convince them that they need to eat, not eat animal food to have more compassion. Then your sex drive goes down, you have less libido, you are less happy, your life is miserable, and you are just a sheeple. You are just following someone that you didn't even know.
Yeah.
And welcome to the matrix, you know. Actually, this is like very deep.
So
Uh,
it's also connected to the root chakra, isn't it? The rooting,
yeah,
the
yeah.
sexual part and the
Yes, for sure. You know, like I really I know it. Like my chakras of base chakra was completely destroyed. You know, I did all kind of therapies. I can say all kind because I really went deep in every single thing. I'm really curious about natural healing, about well, I could do another podcast with every single ceremony, therapist, hypnosis, whatever, like also liberation of old traumas, because I thought for a long time this was just psychological and mental. Um, so then I did the fasting, which helped me. But again, like I all the time say, that fasting is amazing, man. It's a magic pill, but it doesn't work if you don't have the right diet. So finally now I'm doing the fasting the right way, and it's amazing because I really developed a food disorder, which was like binge eating. I was eating all the time, even though it was just fruits. But because I was unsatiated, I was all the time hungry. Of course, I was underweight, not enough nutrients. My body was asking for real food, not like a bunch of anti-nutrients and sugar and fructose to my body. And finally, when I become carnivore 1 year ago, Karsten, wow, it was just, I can breathe again. I mean, my body, like, wow, so good, like everything. Also, the taste of food, the taste of meat is amazing for me. I discover new tastes. I don't remember the taste of sugar, which I thought I was addicted to sugar. Also, some bread I start eating, like because of this so much binge eating I had, like this food disorder, thanks to the unbalanced, like crazy vegetarian diet, makes you really out of your intuition, of your balance.
So can you tell me just a little bit more about your autoimmune disease, the ankylosing spondylitis that you had? Like
okay.
how did it start, and how did it progress in the middle of all these changes? And how are you right now? And how are you? Do you still have some situations or not? And what other things that you do besides diet to be with to be able to live with this? This is really important for me now because I have some friends that have autoimmune diseases. One of them have exactly the same thing, and also fibromyalgia. So I'm really interested in going a little bit deeper in this sense with these situations because these are diseases that supposedly are not curable, isn't it? I think.
Okay, right. That's a good point. Actually, it was the main reason I started all of this journey 8 years ago, more or less, into this. I ended up being vegetarian, vegan, because I all the time was searching for a heal to my pain. Then I discovered something very, very interesting, that all of this autoimmune disease didn't exist until a couple of 100 years ago. Okay, we were dying before, but on other reasons, like fights, too much cold, like not proper house, but
not of COVID.
But we didn't have enough. We didn't have this modern disease. So kind of my
degenerative diseases
team.
we didn't have at the time.
So kind of my theme, my hypothesis of now I do my work, and I'm helping people to get to the freedom of no disease, no addictions, is how to heal modern disease with old habits. For me, like, this is the thing, because it's modern disease like Alzheimer, Parkinson, autism, cancer, spondylitis, ankylosis, arthritis, whatever, so on, so on. They didn't exist. This is completely new. Even when I was kid, they couldn't diagnose my disease. Well, not mine anymore, because I don't manifest. Is genetic, okay? Is familiar, and is comes from my mother. My sister and my brother also has it. And actually, Karsten, I have very good news. I did the interview with my mom, is my YouTube channel. She's healing from spondylitis finally, because she also turned to be vegetarian. And she's like, because she developed another things, infections, so on. And now, since 3 months, carnivore diet. She's now in Portugal. She's 70 years old, and she's almost completely out of pills. And she's tried so many things. Well, she also can. Well, she doesn't speak English, but she's a force of nature, and I'm very happy because it's my mom. Come on, you know, it's very deep. And then, so again, it's genetic. Okay, so you are not your genes. What does it mean? This you are just a little % of your genetic print. Okay, you can modulate, like decide by your habits not to manifest that gene. Okay, this weak gene. By what? By diet. Yes, diet for me is more than 0.5% of the story, but also habits like cold showers, meditation, fasting, exposing myself to discomfort, like volunteer discomfort or messes. For me, this is my cure. So I don't take any supplements. I don't take any pills. I'm 31 years old and I feel like I have 13. I'm very active in my mind, in my body, energetics, doing a lot of creative work, organizing retreats, consultations, groups of challenge. Well, anyway, many things. Thanks to my progress, now finally I can, yeah, finally can help somehow with my knowledge and my experienced people in this path. So for me, nothing is incurable. Nothing. I was also, Carsten, just one curiosity. I did, like, I was made part of the documentary that we did in Brazil, Bolivia, Chile. I see lots of healing centers in all over the world, and I see many people healing from like incurable disease, with a lot of kind of healing. Most of them, yes, fasting, take out all of the junk food, all of the addictions. This is most of the part, yes. But so I all the time believe in that I had a cure, because I told you, yeah, I get out from the conventional diet, pizza, bread, so on, to vegan diet, which was not good at all. So many people think, oh, vegan diet helped me in many things. No, come on. What helped you for was taking out all of the junk food. But more or less, it's 2 years that you have this limit time, that you start to develop another consequences from a vegan diet, for sure. For me, it was even less. I start to show some negative consequences. So yes, Carson, I'm very, really happy because not only the spondylitis, I have like lots of infections before, candida, also the lack of humor, not so stable humor. I had like lots of grief inside of me. But yeah, I also know that it's not the diet, but also lots of meditation work, sports, yoga, doing whatever makes you feel happy. I'm also doing my passion, not working for the system or working for someone that I don't like. This is very important. Do what you most love. Love what you do what you love. Also, this matters for your emotional mind, for your emotional, yes.
Yeah,
So
this was actually a really big personal development for you, isn't it? This whole
yes,
path of going through all these different problems. You were traveling around the world for a long time, was it?
yeah, pretty much 4 years, five.
Yeah, and at the same time still looking for kind of the answer to your problems, right?
Yeah, kind of like when I start traveling and quit of working in the clinic of dentistry, and I decided really I'm not working on this because not my thing. Was when I decided to go deep in my self knowledge path. I really decided to get deep into like who am I, like deep questions, through meditation retreats. I also develop arts, circus, acro yoga, whatever. I did lots of stuff. So my base was science, spirituality, and art. This was the three things I most studied these last 6 years. Um, Lots of things I did wrong. I say that uh, with lots of humble, of course. But now I reached that point after looking so much, almost quitting. When I say quitting, it's like I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do like whatever. No, but I all the time was persistent, you know. And no, there's to be need like answer, you know, like life cannot be so empty. And then I see many things, I tried. For me, my thing is not stay in the theory and investigation, but also put it in the practice. So I cannot say I regret. I don't regret anything. I should, but no, I shouldn't. It is what it is. The past, it doesn't exist anymore. Future never came, so present is the only time lapse to live. So I'm really grateful for for all things. Like for me, this is the best thought I think I can have. You know, like just be
Yeah.
grateful because
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is, and the most important is like you are doing your best. If you're doing your best, you don't have any regrets because I did what I could. You know, my mind couldn't reach that point of clarity, that moment to tell me, Sarah, do that, Sarah, do that. No, I couldn't. So yeah, what to do? Accept, embrace it, love it, and just let it go. It's surrender, the magic of surrender.
Yeah.
So now
I feel
I
you.
can give.
I very much feel you. I went through the same, and I shock with also so many people, obviously, because like I believe that both of us, we were looking for our truth, and we were questioning everything, right? At one point, we're like, "Hey, have these problems. How do I solve this? What can I do? Uh, is it the food? Okay, can it be this or is it that?" And so we do our choices and we try out. We really need to try out, right? And so many people were always like, "Oh, you're an extremist and you're crazy and you're this," and you know, uh, whatever arguments, from because you're going against the status quo, you're going against the establishment or the established belief system that exists nowadays, and that has actually been kind of doctrinized into us, isn't it? And so I find it funny, so many people talk, "Oh no, I'm not into religions," and all of that, but almost like a religion. It's still a belief system, and it's many times not really based on something fundamental. Like, for example, the whole studies that Ansel Keys did, they were all bullshit, right? We can say that nowadays. The whole story about cholesterol and saturated fats, it was all a lie. And there is not one study that supports the idea that saturated fats or high cholesterol in your diet leads to cardiovascular disease and strokes and all of that stuff that they say it has led to. And so it is a belief system, and we are really going against this belief, and it's been hard, isn't it? Like
Yes.
we had to go always against the stream of, or against the mainstream idea of what was going on, and only like this we got to where we are right now. And in this sense, my nephew, his name is Thomas, and Thomas was the only one of the followers of Jesus who he was the only one who questioned that Jesus was reborn. And so Jesus granted him to touch him or something like that on his wound. And he was the only one to put the hand on the wound of Jesus. So it's, I'm not religious or anything, but I really like this because Terence McKenna used to talk about this guy. So he was the only one really questioning. He was the only one who really got the confirmation that it is
Wow.
true. All the others, they were just believing in what they were seeing. But there's a lot of this idea, like you have to believe it so that you can see it. So what you're seeing is actually connected to your beliefs. It's going a little bit deep here, but I really believe that the whole thing of questioning is what they have taken us away when we went to school. You know, we were not made, or we are not being taught to think with our own heads. And so we're only always following these ideas. And we tried to get out of this because we really had problems, and we took the responsibility for our own health and started questioning things and trying things out. And then, you know, going from the practice, from the theory into the practice, and then, you know, going through all the mistakes until we get to where we are right now. So, what is it that you're doing right now, and how can people get in touch with you and reach you? And you're also on social media, so let us know a little bit about what you're doing right now and where you're at. And yes, please.
Okay, Karsten. Yes, I'm in Angola right now, which is a country in Africa. Many people don't know, near like up to Namibia. And because my family lives here, but they are all Portuguese. I'm here. I found my business, which is Pranaceia. Prana from bit of horse, and Panacea is like the universal cure, and also the goddess of cure, Panacea. Because I work with my partner, Layla. We work together. We make retreats for women and men. We make fasting retreats, also normal retreats with the keto diet, not full on carnivore yet, but like with this concept of the ancestral health, all the time back to our roots, and with the wisdom of our ancestors, you know, like with meditation, also some yoga practice, breathing practices, Wim Hof,
Yeah.
all of these, also connecting with the cycles of the woman, the menstrual cycles, because also is I mean, all of the wisdom, like very old wisdom, we practice in our retreats, which are from 3-5 days in the resort, in the beach, beautiful place. And now we are getting to hopefully next year to other countries in Africa. Some invites. Well,
Yeah.
new news coming soon. I'm gonna save these surprises. But now I'm also doing challenges in WhatsApp. In WhatsApp, I create groups to do 33 days of challenge of meditation, carnivore or ketogenic diet, and also fasting, which I lead people from all over the world in Portuguese speaking, and also private consultations, and also speeches and other small stuff. So, and also give yoga classes and meditation classes inside the retreat. So pretty much that, Karsten. I'm very happy because Africa, it's well, it says that it's where what started, you know. So people here are so grateful, so humble. They accept and embrace you, you know, like everything that you bring with value of health and consciousness, you are welcome. So this is what I really like to live here. And yes, I love it.
Yeah. And also, you like your parents, your family, you have a farm, isn't it? And you have cattle
Yes,
on there,
yes,
and
yes.
you
We
have a
have
restaurant. So basically, you're
yes,
doing farm to table also, isn't it?
yes. Okay, that's the other part. In Pranasaya, it's retreats and nutrition. This is the name of what we do. We bring like this wisdom how to get back to your uh, physical balance, body and mind with food. So I do my own kombucha, and I sell and bone broth with bones from my cows. They are grass-fed, amazing, beautiful cows. And also we
Bone
have
broth.
goats. Bone
Bone
broth.
broth.
Yeah. Bone broth.
Bone
Oh,
broth.
wow. Bone broth.
Yes, yes.
Bone broth. We sell bone broth. We sell just broths. We sell bones, sorry. Also meat, grass-fed meat. And we have the restaurant right here near the house with this kind of nice meat and fresh fish. And also, yeah, amazing, amazing. I'm so happy because I kind of can connect with the best meats in town and could leave to people this thing. So yeah, my father is connected with this farm, and I also have a YouTube channel. You can check it out. My videos, it's in Portuguese, not in English yet. One or two videos are in English though. And what else? Oh, many things. I also make recipes like carnivore bread, pizza, carnivore pizza, like these kind of classes to teach people that carnivore is just like meat, more meat, more meat. Come on, carnivore, it's a whole thing. It's many dishes, different, many kinds of meat as well. From I'm advocate from eating from nose to tail, honoring the death of the cow and honoring also your own body because you need all the nutrition from the dead animal, and so it's much more sustainable and more healthy for your pocket and for your mind.
So you're not only eating the muscle meat, right? You're eating the nose to
No,
tail,
no,
meaning you eat the
for sure.
brains, you eat the heart, liver, probably
Mm-hmm.
the most important one,
Mm-hmm.
kidneys, the second most important one. You eat the fat, right? You eat a lot of
Yeah,
fat,
yeah.
probably. Yes.
I
You
eat
eat
a
the
lot of
bone
fat.
broth,
Mm-hmm.
spleen, sweetbreads.
Yeah.
Sweetbreads is
Marrow.
thymus and pancreas. It's called sweetbread in
Okay.
English. Yeah.
Oh, well,
And a lung, right? Have you tried lung?
yes.
You like lung?
Lungs. I'm sure I try because I have like this a mix of organs meat that we made,
Oh,
and there's everything. I don't know the names in basu.
so you mix
Well,
everything?
yes,
Wow.
I make a mix. Yes, but it comes from the butcher because we bring our cows to a butcher from France, and they bring all this together. So we have this thing. Yes, I'm advocate from nose to tail for sure, Karsten. For me, this is the most ethical way to eat meat as well. Like more conscious, because cow is not only the picanha. Cow is much more picanha. It's everything. Even the bones, even the tutano, the marrow inside bone. It's amazing. Before for our we woman needs a lot of that before the menstrual cycle. Something I like to bring this awareness through fasting and through what to eat before the menstruation. And yeah, lots of eggs. We also have chickens, ducks right here in the house, um, and rabbits. And yes,
Awesome.
so good, so good, so
Perfect.
good. Yeah,
Good. So I
good.
think I think we're running out of time almost.
Yes, yes.
You also need to go to your dinner. Here it's 1919, which is really funny.
Mm.
Yes. Uh, what is the impact that you want to leave behind?
Carson, I just like do whatever makes you happy and healthy. Follow your intuition, follow your gut feeling, and meanness is more for me. This is my
Less is more.
um, less is more. Yeah, like fasting. Eat less, but when you eat good, so you are more nourished. This is it. Like back to the roots. Don't. Less noise, like outside noise, more inner peace, inner wisdom that you have inside, the noble silence. For me, this is like simple things that makes your life more real and fulfilled. And this is it. Like, just be happy.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much again.
Oh,
It was a pleasure to have you on my first episode.
yeah.
And yeah, I'm sorry. I am going to leave all your contacts in the show notes of this. I will leave this in many. I will upload this onto many platforms, and I will leave always your contacts in there so that people can get in touch with you. and know more about you and so on. And maybe like if they go to Angola, they can go to the restaurant, O Forno, isn't it?
Yes, is it exactly
I'm
for
definitely going to that restaurant um, one of these days. And yes, thank you so much. We didn't have the chance to talk about everything that
no, but
that we could talk about. I think we could talk for at least 2 more hours here. So hopefully I will have you back again on my podcast one of these days. And until then, I wish you all the best, and we are in touch anyways. And thank you so much. Okay. Bye
thank you,
bye.
Karsten.